Hey guys, it's Nikki on the go, so I'm excited. I'm sitting here with Dr. Jacob. How are you doing today?
I am doing so good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
My pleasure. Now, let's tell everyone what your position is and tell them a little bit about what you do here.
Yeah, so I am humbled and grateful to serve as the Chief Executive at SafeHaven of Tarrant County. So we are the county's only state-designated family violence program. We run both of the domestic violence shelters, the hotline, and really a ton of other resources for victims of what we call intimate partner violence, so violence between adult intimate partners.
Well, I want to say thank you for what you do, and thank you for what your staff and your team does. It's so important to have organizations like yours here, right here in the city of Arlington.
Yeah, we love our Arlington roots. So our headquarters building is actually here in Arlington, off center.
Oh, perfect. Well, I want to tell people, I know, people have heard me say, and we're doing a nonprofit tea party for you guys. So excited to be doing that. We want to talk a little bit today about your critical needs of what you guys are needing here at the shelter.
Yeah, that's such a good question. I think people, most people have never been to a domestic violence shelter. So it's, we have a lot of things in our imagination that we think about when we think about domestic violence shelter. We actually, our average client is a mom with 3 kids. So it's not normally single, like unaccompanied women. And so we have a lot, we end up being a children's shelter, even though that's not kind of how folks get in the door. So the ages range greatly. We always have babies that are straight from the hospital. So violence in domestic violence increases when you're pregnant. And so it is not uncommon for women to have a baby in the hospital, and instead of going home to a violent partner, they come straight into the shelter experience. So we always have needs for newborn babies between 0 and 3 months. And then we were one of the first domestic violence shelters to allow boys over the age of 13. Sounds a little crazy, but when you are when you run a shelter, sometimes it's hard to distinguish between an adult male and a child, and but we felt like my predecessor and I both have sons, and if I were fleeing a domestic violence situation and someone told me, oh, you can't bring your teenager here, guess who wouldn't be coming?
Right.
And so we very much feel like that's an important population to make sure that we're still serving. So one of the things we do at shelter is every time a family comes in, every child gets a gift. And every time they leave, the child gets a gift. We want to really train children that this is a good, healthy experience, and we want them to have a good memory of that. So one of the things that we always need are those gifts for teenage boys. Do you know how hard that is?
It's hard to find.
Yes, I have a 13-year-old, so I'm like, aside from we're not handing out iPhones at the shelter, so what are we doing in the less than $20 range? So if you're at the store and you say, that would be a fun fidget spinner or something, things that teenagers just carry around with them, excellent. We could get those into shelter. That'd be really helpful.
Nice. Yeah, that's good to know on there. And women's hygiene items.
Oh yeah, well. Yes. Women's hygiene. That's always an issue. When families come to us, they're usually fleeing very quickly. It's not always in the middle of the night like people think. It's usually between 9 and 5, Monday through Friday. Wow. So, if you really think about it, that's usually when their partner is at work. So it's the safe time to leave, right? Yeah. And so, women's hygiene items, when they come to us, they usually remember things, like they know to pack their passports and social security cards, and those documents they're usually pretty good about because they've prepared. Leaving is a journey. It's not a spontaneous thing that just happens out of nowhere. But they don't always have, however much shampoo and conditioner and hair products are important for folks, but also feminine hygiene and undergarments and things like that.
Perfect. Now, Dr. Jacob, if anyone is wanting to do any type of donations outside of the tea party on there, how can they go about doing something like that throughout the year?
Yeah, so we, of course, you can always donate monetarily via the website, but also on the website and on social media, on a monthly basis, we post our urgent needs list. Some of the items are always on there. Hygiene products are probably always on there. And then some things, the population in the shelter changes. You know, we're at about 80% full all the time. We have a good sized facility where we don't think that we need a larger facility, but we have it's well used. But who makes up that 80% really does change over time. So sometimes it's a bunch of families with teeny tiny babies. Sometimes it's families with teens. Sometimes it's a bunch of unaccompanied women. So you can check that urgent needs list and see on a monthly basis what is needed at the shelter.
Perfect. And as we approach, I know towards the end of the year you have your holidays and things like that coming up. Do you guys have any type of holiday donation opportunities?
Do we ever? That's like a loaded question. We do an adopt a family event where you can adopt a specific family, kind of like an angel tree experience, if you've seen that at other places. But then we do have a holiday gift drive, and what I think is really special about ours is that we have a gymnasium at one of our shelters. So we have two shelters, one in Arlington, one in Fort Worth. We have a gymnasium inside one of them. We turn the gymnasium into a Santa's Village Christmas store. So moms actually come through the store and they're allowed to pick certain gifts, a certain number of gifts for each child. And then we have volunteers help them wrap the gifts. So it's just you'll see, we usually do like a pano where you can see photos of that on socials.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then we use the leftover. Sometimes we have leftover gifts because we get so many at Christmas, which is awesome. And we use those for those gifts that we give to kids throughout the year.
Perfect. And that information for when those donations will be on your website?
It will be on our website. And we, no fancy names. We call it like the SafeHaven toy drive or something very simple and branded. It's like very generic. But that's what it is. No questions about it.
Perfect. And Dr. Jacob, as we close out, is there anything else you would like our viewers to know about your needs, your critical needs, or anything else that the community as a whole can do to help out?
Right. I think the very best thing that folks can do for us is actually free. And that thing is to cheerlead on behalf of the agency. Put the hotline number in your cell phone, hand it out, tell people that there is a resource out there. Whenever we have a homicide in our county, we always take a look at those. We publish a report every October on our annual homicides. But when we look at those, the saddest part is looking at it and thinking, did she not come to us because she didn't know we existed?
Yeah.
And that just is what keeps me up at night. So if we can just have everybody bring this issue out of the shadows, that it literally saves lives. And SafeHaven is the only DV shelter provider in Tarrant County. So you're not going to find that service somewhere else. So make sure that we're just saying it over and over and over again.
Perfect. And guys, we will post that hotline number at the bottom of the screen. So please look at the bottom of the screen for that information. Dr. Jacobs, thanks again for being on the show. We really appreciate you for everything that you and your crew does.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
My pleasure. All right, guys, thanks for watching this episode. This is Nikki on the Go, and please like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.